We're going to be very careful with all the negative signs in this problem. But before we start that, I'm going to write down a very important formula here, and that is a minus b the whole squared is a squared minus 2 times a times b plus b squared. It's going to come in handy when we're solving this particular problem. Now I'm going to start with writing negative of negative the square root of negative 3. I'm going to write it as the square root of 3 times I, and this is simply because the square root of negative 1 is equal to I, and minus 7 the whole squared. Now this is like a minus b the whole squared, with a being negative square root of 3 times I and b being 7. So I'm just going to employ the formula directly. So this gives me negative, be careful of the negative sign outside, and inside the bracket I have a squared, so that's negative square root 3i squared, minus twice ab, so that's twice a is negative square root of 3 times I, b is 7, and then plus b squared, so that's 7 squared. We'll simplify each of these terms very carefully. Square root of 3 squared is just 3. When a negative number is squared, it becomes positive. And then I have I squared. Forgot the negative sign here. Like I said, we have to be very careful about that. Minus 2 times 7 is 14. 14 times square root of 3 is 14 square root of 3. But the negatives, two negatives cancel and become positive. 14 times square root of 3 times I, and 7 squared is 49. Now there's one more thing I can simplify in this problem. I squared is negative 1, so that's 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, plus 14 square root of 3 times I plus 49. Once again, that's because the square root of negative 1 is equal to I. This tells me that the negative of, we simplify 49 minus 3, and that's 46, plus 14 square root of 3 times I. Lastly, I distribute the negative sign inside to get negative 46 minus 14 square root of 3 times I. And that is the answer to this question. So we go back and we can fill in the blanks here and write negative 46 minus 14 square root of 3 times I.